Switching gears now to a big day in Frankfort. You may have heard some states like Georgia currently face a lot of criticism over new restrictive voting laws.
But here in Kentucky, the state's new election reform bill was signed into law, and it's being praised by both parties as a positive step forward. LX18's political reporter Carolina Buchek is live in Frankfort with that story.
Yeah, you could sense a different vibe here in Frankfort today, and it is because it is one of those rare days at the Capitol where everyone, Democrats and Republicans, are getting along. And it's for good reason. Kentucky signed some big bills into law today, bills that everyone sees as a big step forward for the state. And of course, one of the important ones is the election reform bill. This was a bipartisan effort, which is big here in Kentucky, and this is good for voters. Before the pandemic, Kentucky had some of the most restrictive voting laws in the country. And now this reform permanently gives voters 3 days of early voting. It creates a paper trail for all ballots, and it makes the absentee ballot portal permanent. So Democrats and Republicans both got a little of what they wanted, and we're seeing other states go in the opposite direction. While Kentucky is working on making voting easier, states like Georgia are being criticized for making it more difficult to vote. Now, interestingly enough, when you take a look at the new law in Georgia passed and compare it to Kentucky on a surface level, experts say Georgia's is actually better than ours in some respects, but it's also worse than ours in others. And experts say it's important to look at the context behind why the laws were passed. And that's where it's clear that Kentucky is doing this to better the voting process. The governor says this is a good step for the state, even though he would have preferred more.
So today, Kentuckians got more access to the ballot box. Now, did I want more in this bill? Yes, I did. I believe that we need no excuse absentee ballots. I think we proved that we can substantially increase access without any fraud concerns. But listen, this is a session that we saw a lot of battles in, and to be able to come together and expand at least in part our access to the ballot box is a win for Kentuckians.
And the governor also signed bills that appropriate more than $1 billion of federal stimulus money. This is another thing Republicans and Democrats have been working together on, and this is important, of course, because this will ultimately help Kentucky get back on its feet after this pandemic. Live in Frankfort, Carolina Buchek, LX18 News.